Tonight, the Public Benefit Regulatory Authority has petitioned the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to investigate 16 civil society groups operating in the country. This follows claims by the government that the NGOs have been receiving funding to support anti-government protests. The authority's chairperson, Mwambu Mabongah, says out of the 16 NGOs listed to have received money from the Ford Foundation, only 3 are registered with both the registrar of societies and companies. And as Willy Lusige now reports, this comes just days after Foreign Affairs PS Korir Sing'oei wrote to the Ford Foundation seeking answers on expenditure by the organizations they fund in the country. With the anti-government protests expected to proceed for the 5th week, the Public Benefit Regulatory Authority, PBO, has begun cracking down on 16 civil society organizations accused by the government of using funds from the Ford Foundation to finance the protests that began peacefully against the finance bill, but which took a violent turn with the claims of infiltration by goons. On Monday, the regulator announced it had forwarded a report and the names of civil society organizations to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, for further investigations. The PBO claimed that out of the 16 NGOs under scrutiny, only 3 are registered with both the Registrar of Societies and Companies. The 3 include Kenya Human Rights Commission, Shining Hope for Communities, SHOFCO, and Transform Empowerment for Action Initiative.
The authority has launched investigation into the conduct of some PPOs operating in Kenya over allegations that they may have breached the PPO Act and other written laws in Kenya. Out of the 16 organizations listed in the correspondences by the Principal Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs, only 3 are registered under the PPO Act 2013.
The authority alleging that the listed organizations have been receiving substantial funds without proper accountability, running unauthorized bank accounts, and implementing unquantified projects.
The authority has further forwarded to the DCI for the further investigations of the said organizations are receiving money or funding that they may not be able to account for.
On July 19th, Foreign Affairs PS Korir Sing'oei, in a letter to Ford Foundation President Darren Walker, listed the 16 NGOs that purportedly received funds from the Ford Foundation to the tune of Kenyan shillings 754 million between April 2023 and May 2024, with an explained expended funding of Kenyan shillings 194 million over the last month alone.
Details that we are asking for, in terms of providing us the content on, what are these projects about, what are the proposals, who are the beneficiaries.
The 16 listed NGOs include African Uncensored, Women's Links Worldwide, Center of Resource Mobilization and Development, Transform Empowerment Commission, Open Institute Trust, Africa Center for Open Governance, Transparency International, the Institute for Social Accountability, TISA, and National Coalition of Human Rights Defenders, among others.
Ford Foundation is not registered under us. It's under the Operation of International Duty Treaty, where the host country, and that is why the PS Foreign Affairs was able to write to them and point out that within this period we saw this kind of transactions, and that is why they're making a follow-up.
Ford Foundation has denied any involvement, emphasizing transparency in all of its activities, while the authority has warned that those found culpable will face the law. The regulator says all organizations involved in the public benefit activities in Kenya must either obtain public benefit status or register with the authority and provide yearly audited financial records.
Current PBO Act requires organizations to file returns within 6 months after expiry of their financial year. The reason why they are filing these returns is for us to seek and to advise national government on what they are doing.
With anti-government protests, foreign funding allegations in the air, the ball is in the government's court to prove the legality of the accusations and how the funds were used to destabilize the country. Willy Lusige, Citizen TV, Nairobi.